Sawadee Good afternoon, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our Facebook Live organized by VitalLife Scientific Wellness Center, which is also a subsidiary of Bamrungrad International Hospital, where we help you shape your youthful longevity. My name is Mira Mazahim, and I'll be your host for today. So, when we're discussing about longevity, we know that there are various aspects that come to our mind, and we know that there are also many factors that also contribute to our overall lifespan. But today, I would like to emphasize on one key element that is a significant role in our body, which is the hormones. When we say hormones, we all know that hormones are these special chemicals in our body that help us take control of our organs and how it works and how the system functions. But the question is, do they actually affect how long we live? Which is why today we are going to find out with the topic focus of unraveling the impact of hormones on longevity. So without further ado, please help me to warmly welcome our special guest for today. She is a specialist in anti-aging and regenerative medicine who will be joining us and giving us the answers for today. We have Dr. Riamsiri Charoenpao. Sawadee ka. How are you today, doctor?
Good. How are you?
I'm good too. It's such an honor to be here.
Thank you for having me. It's my honor to be
Thank you.
here.
So I prepare a few questions for you, and if you are ready, then I will get started.
Okay.
All right, so the first question is, could you start by explaining which specific hormones are the most crucial for promoting longevity?
There's no one specific hormone that is better than the other. So when we talk about hormones and longevity, we talk about the balance and the harmony of all of the hormones.
Yes.
So thyroid function tests, stress hormone, sex hormone, growth hormone, all of it together.
So it's a balance between all of them?
Exactly.
Okay. And are there some early signs or symptoms that can indicate that our hormone levels, like with all of these, that they might be declining?
Certainly. Can I have slide, please? Slide number 4. Yeah. So some of the possible signs and symptoms that you may notice, you don't have to have all of this list. By noticing one, there's already a change in, your hormone. You just need to come in, have it checked if you've never had it checked before. So I think poor sleep could be either the cause of hormone imbalance,
yes,
or the effect of hormone imbalance.
Oh, so you could say that these are the minor or major, like
Major.
Okay,
Yeah.
major.
Because then sometimes if we look at patients who have really stressful jobs, stressful
Yes.
life, they might not have really good quality sleep or have trouble sleeping. So when you don't sleep well, you don't rest well, it could affect all of your hormones.
So you would say that our hormones works together,
Yeah,
and to make a balance, and also these are the major factors that could also become like contributing to either causing or making our hormones like balance or imbalance.
exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
And what about for some people where they consider hormone replacement therapy? So when they can see like their hormones levels are dropping, they would go for hormone therapy. Hormone replacement therapy, sorry. So what do you think are the benefits or the risks associated with this approach?
So when we talk about hormone replacement, there's always risk that comes with it. But at VitalLife, we use bioidentical hormone replacement if there's an indication.
Yes.
And I want to say it's safer when compared to, let's say, synthetic hormone. So the most simple example would be synthetic female hormone replacement, oral contraceptive pills. It's easy for you to take, but your body won't recognize it.
Yes.
Right? Instead of where you use what we have here, bias cream, micronized progesterone, it's safer, your body's able to recognize it, we can run tests on it, we can monitor it for you.
And could you give us some example of these synthetic hormones, or like what are they?
Yasmin. So that's probably the most common that's out there, and you can find them over the counter.
Right.
Right. You can use them for oral contraception.
Yes.
So let's say if you're in reproductive age and you're using it just for prevention of, your goal is to prevent, conceiving.
Yes.
Because it's synthetic, your body won't recognize it. If I run a blood test on you, let's say you're 35, you're on it, I run a blood test on you, the blood test that I will see will be a menopausal value.
Oh, even if you're 35?
Yeah, because the YAS is suppressing your actual hormone.
Right.
And then from what I've seen from my practice is it steals your other hormone. In female particularly, it steals your testosterone. But testosterone is also very important in female for lean muscle mass, sex drive.
Yes.
Right? So it causes all this other imbalance down the hormone cascade. So it's always best to come talk to us, discuss to us, tell us your risk, your family history, what your options are, what options we have for you.
Yes, and when we talk about scientific hormones, like the one you mentioned, so you would say that this one is not good, not only for when doctors are trying to identify any symptoms or any illness that you have, but also it's not good for the patient and their body.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and what about your thoughts on bioidentical?
I like it. Not that I'm using it, but from prescribing for my patients who suffer so much from hot flashes, anxiety, sleep disturbances, I have really good feedback from what I prescribe them, and I just record them throughout, and I haven't had any bad comments on the bioidentical.
All right, that is good then. And let's say if those individuals who try not to go with like treatment or therapy and they want to do like natural treatment, they could go with their lifestyle habits.
Yeah.
But I have talked with a few doctors in here before, and they always mention that your lifestyle actually like either benefits or make your life or make your health not good.
Yeah.
So that is the key. So are there any certain lifestyle habits that could unintentionally or intentionally cause us to like drop our hormones without us knowing?
Unintentionally would be you staying up too late watching Korean series.
Right.
On Netflix, way past your bedtime, and then you're tired the next day. But on a serious note, too much stress, chronic stress, lack of physical activity, lack of exercise, eating, easy to grab fast food, that promotes inflammation in your body and not having the macros and the micronutrients that you need.
Yeah, and I think like with this generation with technology and everything is much more convenient.
Yeah.
I think people just choose the shortcut to make their life like easier in a way.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's not bad, right? I mean, if you really need to use it, use it. But when you have a choice, let's say today I'm just gonna have a big healthy bowl of salad with some protein, do that. Or if you know you're overworked, you need a break, take a break. Right?
So if you do have a choice, choose the good one.
I think everybody has a choice. Yeah.
That is true. It's either if you want to
do it or not.
Yeah, that is very true. And you mentioned about exercise and physical activities.
Yeah.
Are there any specific exercise or on any of these activities that individuals could engage in so that they could help regulate their hormones and contribute to their longer life?
Cardio, of
Cardio.
course.
Yes.
And then in older patients over the age of 40, I would recommend resistant training so that you don't end up with sarcopenia. So sarcopenia is a medical terminology for like you losing your muscle mass as you get older.
Yes.
Every year that you get older, if you don't do resistant training, you're losing a certain percentage of your muscle mass. And so that will eventually lead to frailty, maybe fall, maybe you break something.
Yes.
Right. So that's what you don't want. When we talk about longevity, you want something with quality. Right. Yeah. So anything you enjoy doing, you can do dancing, Zumba, ballet, Pilates, fine. But, cardio would be good for your heart and lungs, also for your brain health. And then love your muscles.
Right. So try to keep your muscle
Yeah.
as active as you can.
Exactly.
And what about I have seen like older individuals, they also think that, oh, small exercise won't even help them in the long run. Do you have any like thoughts or any advice you could give them on this?
Some exercise is better than nothing at all.
Yes, that is true.
You just have to move your body half an hour minimum or 40 minutes a day. Just have to move your body.
So it's gonna help in either way.
Either way, let's say you can't go to the gym, but you live in a nice neighborhood, go out for a walk for 40 minutes, and then you can come back and do whatever you need to do. Right? Only need to take 45 minutes out of your day.
Right. So like you said, people have a choice.
Yeah.
So you also have time. You just need to prioritize what is best for you and what is healthy for you.
Add it on to your daily schedule.
Yes, I agree with that. Mm-hmm. Okay, and what about the potential impact of stress? Like the stress management on hormones balance, and what could that affect the overall longevity?
So then we talk about how each hormones work, right?
Yes.
Can I have another slide, please? It's the hormone clock. Not that one. Next one, please. Yeah, this one, thank you. So when we talk about stress and how it may or may not impact other hormones. So in the beginning, I talked about how each hormone works together in harmony. So when you look at the slides, you see around 6 a.m., you have cortisol. So it peaks, that cortisol is a stress hormone, you need it, right? So it enables you to get up, battle with stress every day, like work, people, traffic, kids, all of this. You need to have cortisol. It peaks between 8 and 10 a.m.
Yes.
And then throughout the day, it starts to decline. In the afternoon, it's a little low. And then in the evening, when you go home, you wind down, you start getting ready for sleep. That's when cortisol is at its lowest. I actually have another slide on cortisol graphing, I think. Me sliding. No, I think it's 15 or 16. Yeah, and then another one. Okay, so types of stress. We can talk about this. It could be you keep getting sick with infection,
yes.
Noise pollution, toxic exposure like heavy metals, disrupted light cycle, so disrupted sleep, your sleep environment is poor, mental, so depression, worry, you worry too much, have too much anxiety, or when you're sick, you don't know what's going on with you, pain, starvation, or just work.
Yes.
Right. So all of this goes into stress. Over exercising is also another type of stress. Can we go back to the hormone clock? Yeah. Thank you. So
just to recap with this one, at 6 a.m. to 10, our cortisol, right?
Yeah.
It starts
to secrete. It peaks around 8 or 10. So that's when you go to school, go to work, right? Rush to meetings.
Yes.
So that peak enables you to get your day going.
So it's like a push energy for you
need
in
to
the
have
morning.
it, right? Exactly. And then in the afternoon, it's a little low, and then in the evening, it's low when you're tired, you're hanging out at home, resting, getting ready for sleep. Right. So if you follow that clock,
yes,
the adrenal gland, which secretes cortisol, will be fine, gets the rest. When you don't, for example, I'm sleepy at 9:30. That's probably when my cortisol is at its lowest. But I have a deadline tomorrow or in 2 days. I need to get work done. So I will push myself to stay up. When I do that, I ask my body for a little bit more cortisol. And so that's when they call it second wind. So you're wide awake up until 2, 3 a.m. and you're just working constantly. And then you may or may not be able to sleep.
Yes.
And then the next day comes around, you need cortisol again for your next day. Short term, it's okay. But when you do this 7 days a week, right? 365 days, the cortisol doesn't get to rest from the adrenal glands. That's always in overdrive.
Yes.
So you get burnout.
Oh, that is why.
Adrenal fatigue. You're tired all the time
Yes.
and you don't know what's going on. But also when you don't sleep, when you're sleepy, you see around 6 p.m. to midnight, you have growth hormone. So
Yes.
growth hormone secretes from 10:30 to 2 a.m., 3 a.m., but you need to be asleep.
By that time.
Exactly. If you're not sleeping by that time, growth hormone is not secreting, it's not working.
Oh.
So see how it runs down on all of this, right? So you have effect on other hormones.
So does this shows that like if we, for example, if you say we stayed up until late, like 2 or 3 a.m., so we're using the morning cortisol.
Yeah.
So when it's morning time, we actually have lesser cortisol to start our
right
day.
away.
Not right
Not
away.
right away. Yeah. So we need to have chronic stress. You have to do it as a habit.
Right.
Right. Some people say, oh, I always have my second wind at night. I'm wide awake. I get the most done at night.
Yes.
You have to do this for 6 months, 9 months. And I've seen it before.
Yes.
Textbook. She was, I'll tell you at the end, but she's a pretty good example to talk about.
Okay. Yeah. And I have a little bit of concern for those individuals who work night shift.
Yeah.
So how does their hormones like function and
wacky?
You would say that.
So I've seen it in pilots.
Yes.
And flight attendants, because when they do like different continents, they don't actually sleep with the circadian rhythm, or sometimes they don't get proper sleep.
Yes.
Yeah. So when we run the test, it's not as good.
So even though if you work at night and you say that you sleep in the morning, it doesn't really.
So if you do it constantly, like you're always fixed at night shift.
Yes.
I've seen it because you have your own little clock. Like your biological clock is basically, this is my day, this is my night. It's fine. But for nurses, maybe.
Yes.
Sometimes they have day shifts, sometimes they have night shifts. Usually it's not so good.
Even for doctors, right?
Yeah.
And when we talk about sleep here, how does sleep quality and the duration affect hormones production? And let's say eventually like affecting our overall lifespan?
Growth hormone.
Growth
hormone keeps you young, keeps the wrinkles away, keeps your muscle mass intact. It's also very important in adults. Sometimes I get questions from patients like, I'm old, I don't need growth hormone. But actually you do, because that's when repair and regeneration happens, right? Yes. So the duration is also very important. You might get to rest, but if there's not enough time for your body to repair itself, it's not optimal sleep.
And some people might misunderstand that growth hormone, like you said, are only like for young adults or young individuals. And does growth hormone, like these ones, do they help like make our body like grow taller? Or
when you're younger? Yeah. So if you remember when you were younger, your dad probably said, Mira, 8 p.m. is your bedtime, or no later than 9 p.m. That idea is because of the growth hormone. Right. So when you're younger, it gives you that growth spurt. So you go through, changes in your height, changes in your hormones that you need. Same thing when you're older, it's still secreting, but the goal is different. So it keeps you young.
Right. So for younger ones, it's for them to grow.
Yeah.
And for the older,
to keep us young.
To keep you guys young.
Yeah, so if you sleep late, you're gonna age fast. Just chant that mantra. If you sleep late, you're gonna.
So whatever your parents tell you to like, hey, sleep at 6 p.m. or 7 p.m.
That's
do
the
it.
idea. Exactly.
Do it. Do not like go against that.
So the latest the latest bedtime for us, I guess you want to stay healthy, no later than 10:30. If you feel like it's too early, 11.
Yes.
But I don't recommend after midnight. Because you want the growth hormone
to work.
Yeah.
To be there for us.
Exactly.
Okay. And can you share some like successful stories or cases where optimizing hormone levels can significantly improve a person's quality of life, like in the long term as well?
Yeah. This one case I was telling you about. Can I have the hormone clock again, please? So she is a 45-year-old female when she came in to see me.
Yes.
Her cortisol was less than 1, so she had nothing. Her DHEA, which is the hormone that's supposed to tame the cortisol. So DHEA is kind of like think of it as like your anti-stress hormone.
Yes.
So it helps balance your cortisol. She had none.
None at all?
Almost 0.
Oh, wow.
She's not in menopause,
Yes.
but her estrogen and progesterone was a menopausal value. Testosterone was low. Everything was out of balance. If not, she doesn't have anything. And I asked her if she's not tired, because she waited to see me all day.
Yes.
She said, I'm so tired. I'm tired all the time.
Oh.
So I asked her what happens. So basically she works and she doesn't delegate her work.
Right.
She does everything herself. She doesn't stop working. She takes work home on top of being a single mom.
Yes.
Right. So she also didn't have her period. But when we checked her FSH, she was not in menopause.
Yes.
But because the hormone cascade was already messed up from the beginning, right? So she didn't have the juice to get her other hormones going. So after a few treatments, but I did tell her that, she needs to manage her stress. She needs to listen to her body, be a little bit more mindful about how she feels. If she's sleepy, sleep. If you're tired, you rest. And then we just keep following up. Eventually everything comes up. And then I had to give her some hormone in the beginning.
Yes.
But I think right now she's fine on her own without having to use any hormone replacement. Her period is back on track and it's regular again. She slimmed down also because she started exercising.
That is nice.
Yeah. So she doesn't need to come back and see me anymore, which is a really good thing.
Oh, that is very good, very impressive. Yeah. And I think what you can learn from this is that don't take advantage of your body and your body capacity.
Yeah.
Because you might feel like you can do it now, but like in the long term, it's gonna catch up with you for sure. And what about let's see. So we talk about exercise and stress. What about some nutritions? Okay. Are there any specific supplements or natural remedies that you want to recommend?
So in terms of supplement, if we check your hormones and certain hormones are low, but it's not to the point where we need to put you on hormone replacement, then there's DHA supplement, which is an extraction from Mexican yams. Some, good nutraceuticals we can give you. Indo-3 carbinol is a good one. If you don't want any supplement, you can do more soy-based, flax extract, flax seed you can put in your yogurt.
Yes.
And then all of the cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, cabbages, right?
Yeah. So all these nutritious food is
good for your body.
Good for you, and it's required and recommended. Okay, and let's say with overall of these stuff, could you recommend some practical lifestyle that people can change or adapt into so that they can make a way to support their healthier hormone levels?
Yeah, so everything is your choice.
Yes.
It's also how you manage your day schedule. I showed you how the hormones work. You just need to insert little things in your daily schedule, make sure that you're living your life according to the hormones so you keep everything in balance.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that, everything is perfect, right? There are going to be some events in life that causes a lot of stress.
Yes.
But when that time comes, you just have to be a little bit more mindful, right? The stress is there. What am I doing about it? Am I managing my stress? Am I reducing my stress? Or, you have to find your own stress reduction technique.
Yes.
I can help you with other things, but I can't help you with that. I can't do it for you.
Yes.
So some people might go for meditation. Some people might go for breathing exercises, right? Non-competitive sport is recommended for people who have a lot of stress in their life.
Yes.
Otherwise, if you're tired, you sleep. Like when the sun set, you eat less and you get ready. You just wind down, work on your sleep hygiene, make sure you have good sleep.
Yes.
Your bedroom is dark. right? Because then melatonin works when it's dark. When there's light, melatonin is not working. That's how you tell your body it's nighttime and daytime, right? Yeah.
So basically, whatever you can do to make your body feel good, it's all required for that.
And if you do this and you feel good, then that's it for you, right? And always find time for some physical activity.
Yes.
Always have to exercise, especially in older patients.
It's really special. I mean, it's really necessary for them to do so.
Yeah, especially the female.
Because
once menopause female also specifically, because when you have a drop in estrogen and progesterone, you're at a more risk for osteoporosis, right? So you want to have good muscle mass.
Yes.
Also try to maintain your bone density, right?
So for female, what are the difference between those who does not have kids and the one who have kids?
I've heard about that, but so far no difference, because in the end you don't have estrogen, progesterone, and if you're not on hormone replacement, it's the bone density is going to decline.
Yes.
I can compare bigger frame female to smaller frame female in terms of risk for osteoporosis. When you're smaller frame, you're at a higher risk than bigger frame, right? So, but that bigger frame, I'm not saying you're overweight or you're bigger. It's just that maybe they have a little bit more muscle mass than the smaller one, because the smaller one is more frail and they're not exercising to maintain the muscle mass as much. Yeah.
And let's say, what about those in their early age, like in their 20s, like me, or in their 30s? What are the steps that they can take to like become more proactive and to support their hormones health?
If you want to become more proactive, just come do a hormone panel check, just once, just to see if, like, let's say you feel good, like me, or you feel healthy, right? Come and do the blood test, one, to see if your lifestyle, your diet, your sleep hygiene, your exercise routine is good as is to balance your hormone. Right?
So even if I feel good, but I wouldn't know that my inside, like how healthy it is.
Exactly. Yeah.
And how long does it take for the hormone screening panel to like?
1 day.
1 day.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But for you, you need to come in because we run. Can we have the slide on the hormone panel? So we don't run any particular hormone because we look at it together.
Yes.
So because of the estrogen and the progesterone, for you in a reproductive age, you should come in during day 17 to 21 of your cycle.
Yes.
Because then we get most accurate measurement.
So I should come without being in my...
not on your period.
Yes. Okay. Yes. That was the words I was finding.
Yeah. So when you have your period the first day, that's when you count your day 1.
Yes.
And then you count when you're supposed to fall on the day 17 or between 17 to 21, and then you come in.
Okay. Okay. And what about for guys?
Anytime, just preferably in the morning, because cortisol peaks in the morning, testosterone peaks in the morning.
Yes.
Right. So no later than 10 a.m. is the optimal time to take the blood test.
Yes.
Slide number 5. Thank you. Yep.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Testosterone.
So testosterone we run free in total because you can't use all of the total. Some of it gets bind to the receptor, so your body can only use the free. So we measure all of that.
Yes.
Aging in men, sometimes it's just an imbalance between testosterone and estrogen. So older men sometimes have higher estrogen level.
Yes.
As they age, so we just need to balance it out for them. Cortisol, DHEA, of course, we need to see how you're battling with stress, if you're managing your stress. Insulin for your metabolic parameters, right? Yes. Insulin resistant can lead to obesity, pre-diabetic. Insulin also interferes with growth hormone, right? And then the thyroid function test. Okay.
And let's say for those who does not want to like check up on their hormones and they want to like start by doing home remedy or like natural stuff first, and how long would it take for them to be able to balance their hormones?
You give me an example, but then I have to have something to. But then I have to have a baseline.
Baseline.
To say right now, cortisol is a little too high.
Yes.
DHA is trying to catch up. Are you going through too much stress? I might not give you something, and you can tell me, let me just manage my stress. I'll come back and do the test. So maybe 3-4 months you can come back and do it. But we have to have a baseline first, right? Because we don't know where we stand.
Yeah, that is
And then
true.
if you start doing home remedies or doing stress reduction, start going to sleep earlier, exercising, and then you see changes. But when you come in and do the blood test, we don't have anything to compare it to. Right? And it's always best for you as a patient to see it, because you're the person who did all the changes.
Yes. Yeah. So it's our health, so we have to take care of it. And what about for older individuals here? What are the specific considerations or strategies that they could do to maintain a healthy hormones level as they age?
Just keep up with their exercise. If they feel like something is off, like just maybe a little bit, like perimenopause female can also already have some fluctuation in their hormones.
Yes.
And they might not know. It's probably not hot flushes, but some have anxiety, right? It could be that. Some might have headaches that, they've seen a neurologist and they can't explain why.
Yes.
Right? But it could just be because the drop in their hormones, right? Or sleep disturbances, right? When you're trying to sleep early, try to adjust your sleep hygiene and it's still not well. It's just common, like little things like that. It's just probably your body telling you something.
And what if there are some older individuals who's like, no, I don't want to see a doctor. Like, I'm scared of the hospital and those like that. Would you, like, how would you?
They can come in, do a blood test first and see me afterwards.
Okay, that should do. And what are the potential benefits of hormone optimizations for them in terms of vitality, cognitive function, and the overall well-being for them?
So female, if we talk about replacement for menopausal female, so hot flushes, if they have it, will improve. Dry vagina will also improve. Recurrent UTI will improve.
Yes.
If any of them are experiencing sleep disturbances, insomnia, mood swings, all of that will slightly get better, slowly with time. Some have joint pain that comes with menopause. So I've seen some good feedbacks from my patient. And for the male patient, usually just testosterone, balancing testosterone to estrogen. They feel good. Like they start slimming down, they feel more energetic, they're more productive at work, they start going to the gym, because once you feel good, you just want to keep going.
That is for sure. Yeah. And last questions from me. What advice would you give to our viewers here on taking control of their hormone health in order for them to lead themselves into a longer and healthier life?
Come in and see us.
Oh, short and simple.
That's already taking control. Just walk in, say hi, tell us your problem. We'll help you.
Yes, so I think it's better, even if you feel good, it's better to come and check and see like what's going on inside, and then you can go from there and see how can you improve in the long run.
Yeah, and better, you may be able to feel your best also. Yes. You already feel good, but you might want to feel your best.
The better, the better. Yes. I mean, the best, the better. Yes. The better, the best. Sorry. All right, so that is it for me. I have no further questions, but I think we will be allowing the audience to ask you some questions. Okay, so if you have any questions beyond from what I asked, you can leave them down on the chat box. Okay, question number 1. Can hormone replacement therapy be a viable option for extending lifespan? And what are the potential risks and benefits?
Yeah, of course. So the easiest example to give would be the female hormone replacement, because we help slow down the bone density turnover rate, so hopefully prevent osteoporosis, right? So with the female hormone replacement, we are protecting the bone, the brain, and the heart, right? So of course, goes into the lifespan that Sangjae is asking.
So there are both risks and benefits.
Yeah, so comes with risk with all hormones, like I mentioned, but because at Bumrungrad, we monitor their safety profile, their safety parameters that we run to make sure that when we prescribe anything, it's safe and there's indication for the patient.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for that. And the second question, how does stress and the body's stress response system, including cortisol, affect longevity through hormonal pathways?
I think we talked about this. You're not managing your stress, you're not sleeping, your growth hormone is wacky, your sex hormone is going down, you're not going to feel good, you're going to gain weight from maybe not sleeping, from maybe stress eating, from cortisol when you have too much, right? So all of the hormone pathway is going to be affected. Yeah.
Yes. So basically your lifestyle habits.
Exactly.
All of that.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of stress is good,
yes.
Not too much. And if you know how to manage it, it's the best.
Yes, and if you don't,
come see us.
Come see us again.
Yeah.
Okay. And any further questions? Thank you for the question. Okay, Song Jae again, the third question. What is the best time of the day to schedule our hormone blood test for the most accurate results?
Between 8 a.m. and no later than 10 a.m.
No later than 10. Because then the
cortisol, so because cortisol peaks in the morning and testosterone also recommend fasting because we measure your fasting insulin to see if you have insulin resistance.
Right, okay. Okay, thank you for the questions. Any other?
Imbalance in sex
An imbalance in sex hormones can cause acne, hair loss, and loss in interest in sex. Yes.
This is the guy. Yes, it can. So in male patients, it's usually just imbalance in testosterone, estrogen, testosterone, DHT. So DHT causes hair loss in men, right? And then when you guys start having hair loss, you get on finasteride, but then that can also affect your sex drive.
Yes. Yes. Does this also apply for female too?
Mostly just men.
Mostly just men. Okay. Thank you for the questions. The next one. When I turn into 40 plus, the duration of sleep is shorter. Does the hormone affect to my sleep habits?
Turn 40 plus. How plus?
Oh, let's say beginning of 40.
Beginning 40. Could be big. So the average menopause age is around 50, but some female goes into menopause earlier than others.
Yes.
So some can go in menopause at 45, 46. Yeah, maybe.
Are there any like earlier than 45? Like rare cases?
Oh, that would be like premature ovarian failure when you have it when you're in your 20s or early 30s.
Right. Oh, wow.
Probably maybe it's her progesterone. If she's not too stressed with work and she's managing her stress and she's mindful about how she's feeling and sleep hygiene is good, then it could just be her hormones. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Thank you for the questions. Any more?
Other genders.
Another one. Are there gender-specific differences in how hormone influence longevity? And if so, what are they?
We just focus on different ratios. So if you're male, we just focus more a little bit on testosterone, keeping the estrogen ratio a little low.
Yes.
And then when you're female, we focus more on your estrogen, progesterone, a little bit of testosterone. So it's all about balance. Yeah.
Right. So both needs to balance their hormones, but it's just difference in terms of which hormones is
dominant.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Very understandable.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for the questions. Any more?
Any more?
Can hormonal therapies or interventions be used to extend human lifespan, and what are the potential benefits and risks?
Yeah, of course. So I think it's the same one as the earlier question. Yeah. We monitor. So I'm assuming he's a male patient. So we monitor safety parameters. If there's no contraindications and he has low testosterone, we can give him some testosterone so you feel good again.
Yes.
Hopefully, keep his weight down with diet, exercise, no metabolic disease.
Yes.
Reduce cardiovascular disease risk, and certainly, yeah.
And as she mentioned earlier, there are potential benefits and risks. It comes together.
Yes. That's why we monitor it for you.
Yes. All right. Any other questions? Menopause patients can get a blood test for hormone screening at any time of the month. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes. Anytime.
Another one, what role do hormonal fluctuations play in the aging process, and are there identifiable patterns that contribute to extended lifespan?
If it fluctuates, I mean, mostly declining hormones or hormone imbalance, then it will speed up the aging process, certainly. Identifiable patterns that contribute to extended lifespan. Good lifestyle, make sure your hormone is in balance. If it's out of balance and you can't fix it, we just have to intervene. But what you can do is keep up with your physical activity, make sure you have good sleep,
Yes.
Avoid toxins, toxics, anything, heavy metals, noise, pollution, all of that. Yeah.
So try to live a healthier lifestyle as much as you can,
Exactly.
you would say.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So any other questions? All right, since there are no other questions, but thank you for the audience who have given them their questions in.
Really good
and
questions.
Thank you, doctors, as well, for answering for
Mira.
them. And yeah, that is it for our video today. Please allow me to conclude today's live sessions. And I really hope that everybody here does find today's live very beneficial in terms of helping you to make positive choices, and that it could help you enhance your overall quality of life. And most importantly, I would like to say thank you very much for Dr. Riamsiri for joining us and sharing some valuable insight today. So thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Any last final thoughts you want to give to our audience?
No, just, take control of your life, create your own lifestyle, create your own life schedule, make it fun.
Yes.
Some stress is good. Always exercise. Eat well, sleep well.
Yes, and if you need more information, you can come and see her always.
Yeah.
All right, with that being said, I have another announcement to make. This one is very interesting. So after this live, we are offering a free doctor consultation for the first 5 callers for hormone screening panel, which this also include the hormone test for just about 17,425 baht, which is a discount. And in addition to that, as we're stepping into a new month of the November, we also have several exciting promotions for our customers, offering up to 50% discount on many items. So if you are interested, please reach out to us on these contact details on the screen, or simply just by scanning the QR code provided. And lastly, if you need further information or if you are interested in any programs, at VitalLife we have experts who are willing to help you in any way possible. So feel free again to contact us if you want to schedule a meeting or schedule an appointment or a consultation or even treatments. We are here to help you as always. And last but not least, make sure to stay connected with us, with VitalLife, across all our social media platforms so that you won't be missed with any latest updates or information. And as usual, we look forward to see you in our next live sessions. Thank you very much for today. Have a great day, everyone, and see you. สวัสดีค่ะ